evening. My name is Miss Dalton and I am the Deputy Principal in support of senior cycle students here in Pipers Hill College. The purpose of this video is to inform you about our transition year programme, as your son or daughter is going to be making the decision over the next week as to whether they will do transition year here in Pipers Hill. We're extremely proud of the transition year programme. A huge amount of work has gone into it. And it's a very varied curriculum with a wide range of subjects, a lot of activities and trips planned throughout the year, and it's one of our most popular programs here, with over 90% of students generally opting to do it. So it's a very successful and popular program here. As Senior Cycle Deputy Principal, I really think it's of huge benefit for students to do transition year for a number of reasons. Generally, students who do transition year tend to be more mature and focused and more self-assured when they go on into senior cycle and the leaving certificate. They're more aware of subject options, of the career path they want to choose, and they're more prepared for self-directed learning and the work that goes into the leaving certificate programme. Often in the first few weeks of fifth year, it's more the students who've come straight from third year into fifth year who would be coming to me concerned about subject choices or concerned that they don't feel ready or prepared for the leaving certificate programme. So the transition year programme really acts as a fantastic stepping stone to prepare our students for fifth year. In terms of guidance as well, students who opt to do transition year have guidance every single week, so they explore their different subject options, they explore careers, they have work experience, interview, CV prep, which again is of huge benefit. And as well as that, academically, students who do transition year tend to do better in the leaving certificate than students who come straight from third year. And again, this is because they've had that extra year to work on their English, Irish, maths and their European language, but also to experiment and explore all of the different subjects that are on offer in leaving certificates. So they're really sure of the choices when they make them. Transition year as well is a great opportunity to step out of your comfort zone, to experience new things, and to make a new circle of friends. And that way, when you go into leaving certificate, you're prepared and you have a good kind of network of friends around you. And generally, anxiety and stress levels with students in fifth year tend to be less when they've had that year in transition year to prepare them. Here in Pipers Hill College, transition year is student-led, just like all of our programmes, and what that means is that we put as many TY programmes or classes on as students who want to do transition year. So the only barrier to transition year is a student's behaviour. So we do place a lot of trust in our transition year students. It's a lot of self-directed learning, it's a lot of project work. Students are given greater responsibility to work independently. I suppose we need to trust students that they can do that and that they can run with that. So that's the only concern we would have as to why a student might not get into our transition year programme. In terms of cost, we sent home a leaflet with your sons and daughters last week when we gave them a talk, so the information is on that. And it's worth noting that our transition year programme is heavily subsidised by the school. This means that a lot of the activities and trips, the school pays towards that, and that's to ensure that we keep the cost down for transition year and make sure it's manageable for everyone who would like to do it. So that's very important to us here as well. And again, if you'd like more information about the cost of transition year, please feel free to contact the school. So the way this video will go, Miss Moran is our guidance teacher and she will talk you through the guidance section of the transition year programme. This will be followed by Mr. Foley, who is the transition year coordinating teacher. He will talk you through the curriculum, the activities and the trips, and I suppose what the year will look like. And we'll finish up with a video from students who have done transition year, been through the experience, and they'll be talking you through some of the things that they did as well. So we'll leave it there. The application forms are due in this Friday, the 11th of December. And again, if you want further information, please feel free to contact the school at any time.
Hello, my name is Anne Moran and I'm one of the 3 career guidance counsellors in Pipers Hill College. This evening I'm going to talk to you about the benefits of a student doing transition year from a career guidance point of view. In other words, how does transition year help with the decisions a student has to make before entering into the 2-year Leaving Certificate programme? How does it help with the success of the student in the Leaving Certificate itself? And finally, how it helps with the decision about what course or career the student should pursue having completed the Leaving Cert. So, these are the areas we're going to look at. The Leaving Cert, what a huge jump it is, career guidance in TY, what former TY students say, and some research. Going directly from Junior Cert into traditional Leaving Cert is a huge jump. So let's just have a look at some of the ways that that would affect different subjects. So for Junior Cert, a student has to study 6 poems. For Leaving Cert, they have to be familiar with 48 poems. In English, they have to do 1 to 1.5 pages of an essay, whereas in Leaving Cert, it's 5 or 6 pages. In Irish, they do 1 CBA, whereas for Leaving Cert, they have to learn 20 Shrá Pictiúr, which are role plays that they can be examined on in their oral Irish. In geography, a student would be expected to write a 4-page answer in just 15 minutes. There is more independent learning required for Leaving Cert. And if we take just an example from maths, a student would really want to be getting a distinction in higher level Junior Cert maths in order to be able to do higher Leaving Cert maths later on. Looking at the structure of the Leaving Cert, the core subjects are Irish, English, maths, and if a student is studying a language, they will continue with that language. The option subjects then that they have to choose are the other 3 of the 7. And it should be noted that preference is given to transition year students when it comes to places in particular subjects. If there aren't enough places, then a student who has done transition year and has had longer to study the details of the subject would be given preference for the place. Now, just looking at the various subject groups. So for in the science group, the students will have studied science and they will know something already of what physics, chemistry and biology are about. But there is obviously a 4th subject then for Leaving Cert, which is agricultural science. By doing transition year, the students will have the opportunity to taste all these subjects during their transition year, and their teacher will explain to them what the subjects will be like for Leaving Cert. In the humanities and social sciences group there, history, geography and home economics. Home economics is very different for Leaving Cert than it is for Junior Cert. In the business group over here, business for Junior Cert splits into 2 different subjects, accounting and business. And again, there's very little accounting done for Junior Cert business. So it would be very important that a student would be very clear about what accounting for Leaving Cert would entail. And again, their teacher of business during TY would be in a position to explain that very clearly. The artistic group of art and music, again, transition years have the opportunity to sample art and music. Maybe they haven't done either of those subjects at all before. In the applied science group then, metalwork becomes engineering, TG becomes DCG, woodwork becomes construction studies, and again, some of those subjects are quite different in Leaving Cert, and all that is gone through in transition year with when students are sampling the subjects. Applied maths there is a subject which suits students who enjoy maths and physics. Now, when it comes to choosing those 3 option subjects, if we just take a case of a student who hasn't done transition year and is now in 3rd year and thinking about going straight into 5th year, they will have had to decide on their subject options by the 1st of February in 2021, so just a few months' time. That's to allow the school time to prepare the timetable and so on for the following year. At that time, the 3rd year student won't have yet sat their junior certificate. They won't have any junior cert results. When a student does transition year, they have the opportunity to review their junior cert results, see where they did well, what they didn't do so well in, reflect on their strengths and weaknesses. And that's a great help to a student in trying to decide what they what option subjects they're going to study for their Leaving Cert. It should be noted also that in transition year, teachers are allowed to do 10% of the Leaving Certificate courses with the students. This is obviously a great advantage then when students start in 5th year and they have 10% of a course already done. Looking at career guidance in transition year, we do first of all a career investigation. When the student is investigating a career of his or her choice, they have to look at what courses they might have to do in college or wherever in order to get into that particular career. This means that they have to look at what subjects are required to do that course. So that can influence students again in what subjects they need to take for Leaving Cert. We do a career interest test, which again is very helpful. Personality tests, career research is done, and students are taught how to use Qualifax and Careers Portal in order to research any course or career that they can think of. We introduce the 3rd level system and many other helpful resources. We prepare students for work experience that they do in transition year. Work experience is very helpful when it comes to choosing careers. A student gets to taste a particular career area or job, try it out for a week or 2 weeks, and often students come back to school saying, oh, I really liked that and now I'd like to pursue that in the future, or I'm really glad I tried that out because now I definitely know I don't want to do that. So work experience is very beneficial. We also provide talks and workshops in the careers area, as well as all the other talks and workshops that students will do during TY. So what do students who have done transition year say? Being a year older, I was more interested in the subjects I chose to study. I felt more mature and more focused. I learned more about what I was good at and what I wasn't good at. I have made new friends. I have a better idea of what job or career I would like. I got work experience I would not have got going straight to 5th year. So a lot of, maturing and growing up is really done in TY, I think. And by the time students start 5th year, they're more ready for it. They've had a break. They've done lots of different activities and they're ready now to settle down into the Leaving Cert programme of 2 years. Just looking at a little bit of research then before we finish. A study was done there of how transition year students gain more points in the Leaving Cert, and we've synopsised the results of that just there on the next slide. Students who take transition year get better Leaving Cert results, a report has shown. It reveals that those who take the year secure on average 46 more points than those who do not. So obviously an extra 46 points in your Leaving Cert is very useful for anybody who wants to go to college. It's an average, that means that some students got less than 46 more points, some students got more, but on average it was 46. So that's, a great reason to do transition year. Another little bit of research then, students who do transition year engage better with the Leaving Cert. This was done with 5,500 students in 20 schools over 3 years. And what it shows is that when account is taken of whether 5th or 6th year students had done TY, big variations emerge in both time spent on homework and their general approach to study. 5th years who skipped TY were more likely to say they rarely or never engaged in self-directed study behaviours such as revising with bullet points, practicing exam questions or doing extra study. This group also reported giving up on difficult questions and not doing their assigned homework on a more frequent basis than classmates who opted for TY. In that study, this table here shows that in 5th year students who had done TY, they did on average 8.9 hours per week of both homework and self-directed study, whereas for students who had not done TY, it was 6 hours. So there's almost 3 hours in the difference there. In 6th years, it was 13.3 hours for the students who had done TY compared to 10.5 hours for those who had not done TY. So you can see there how students engage better with their studies and in the Leaving Cert programme when they have done transition year. Right, that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.
Hi, my name is Mr. Foley and I am the TY coordinator here in Pipers Hill College. In Pipers Hill College, we feel that transition year is an important year and is a bridging gap between 3rd and 5th year. It gives each student the opportunity to experience a whole range of activities and the time, that scarce commodity in this age, to pick the right subjects when they do go into 5th year eventually. The life skills available to each student are endless. They will learn how to drive, they learn how to cook, they learn how to use first aid, they learn how to use self-defense. We would like to think that they will learn how to speak up and speak out. And some students will get the opportunity to go to St. Vincent de Paul and Coeur Leonardo conferences. We would also like to think that each student has the opportunity of becoming a leader, of becoming a journalist, of becoming an event manager, of becoming a performance analyst, of becoming an entrepreneur, of becoming a film director, an actor. In this next image, you will see a group of students who came together with a focus to raise €1,000. And to do this, they ran a marathon. The caveat to this was that this group of students had the opportunity to take part in the Wheelchair Basketball Association Championships. And what does transition year offer? It focuses on 15 subjects and also a rotational module of catering philosophical and critical thinking and coding. These 3 subjects are given 10 weeks each. In personal development, each student will write a daily diary of what they have done on an e-portfolio. Social development will focus on geography and history. In science, they will get an insight into biology, physics, chemistry, and agricultural science. And in career guidance, we would like to think that your son or daughter will have a clear idea of what they would like to do before they go into 5th year. What do students get from TY? We feel that transition year encourages your son or daughter to become self-guided learners and better decision makers. One of the best skills I feel that the students benefit from in transition year are interview skills. Each student learns how to present themselves, how to answer questions, how to deal with difficult questions, how to hold themselves. And each student will at least do 2 interviews. And I think that this will benefit them as they go out into the wider world. The students also get the opportunity to take part in the TY Future Leaders programme, which focuses on 7 modules. Some journalists will get the opportunity to accompany our sports teams and write a review on the different games, and this will go into our school newsletter. Other students will get the opportunity to be trained up as coaches in physical education and go out to their original national schools in January. This is a group of students who organised a soccer competition between 2 local primary schools. And this brought their maths to real life, focusing on performance analysis. And to the activities. Students will get an opportunity to become coaches and to impart that new knowledge onto local primary school kids. Also, students will get the opportunity to become LIFT facilitators, which focuses on leading Ireland's future together, dealing with 8 teams in a roundtable environment. And another opportunity available to each student is the 1-to-1 digital programme, which gives each student an opportunity to impart their skills on using technology to members of the public that are having difficulty with using their devices. This is a brief glimpse into the life and times of the Transition Year programme. I hope you take your time and pick this programme. Take care. Goodbye.
I took part in an Irish workshop, so it was for young girls. We organised sports in the school to encourage more girls to get into sports. So that was really enjoyable because I'm really interested in sport and wanted to figure out for more people to play sport in school.
I took part in the 1-to-1 digital, which was a programme for the elderly people. It brought the elderly people in to show them how to use their digital devices.
Some of the activities I was involved with include the musical. That took place in September and went on until November, and it was a great opportunity to get to meet new people.
I was fortunate enough to go onto the Spanish exchange, which was in Caldes de Montbui, which is fairly close to Barcelona, and it gave me such a great experience to learn about the student lives there. We also went to touristy places, which was nice. But we just got to do everyday things, and it was really nice to be around new people and just share different experiences.
My favourite highlight was going to Austria for TY. We went with the 5th years as well. It was also for people who did music and in German. It was really fun because that was the second European trip I went to, so it was really good.
One of my highlights was going to Mondello. We got to drive cars with instructors, and it was really fun.
Some of my highlights in TY were definitely the trips. We went to places like Tato Park, Carlingford, Glasnevin and GoQuest. They were so fun, and we got to really bond with all the people in our year and make really good friends.
Some advice I'd give to transition year students is to put yourself out there, talk to someone new every day, and honestly make the most of it, because everyone is in TY to meet new people and to get an experience. So
Take every opportunity that comes, take part in every activity you can, even if you don't think you'd be interested in it, try it and just enjoy. And if you just do sports, train really hard, and you can focus on your sports.
I would definitely advise students to just put yourself out there. It doesn't really matter if you haven't talked to students before, if you weren't on their side of the year from 1st to 3rd year. Everyone's just there to make new friends and have a good time, so it doesn't matter, just go talk to someone new.
You get a certain level of maturity when you're in TY. You get to find out new people and just the basics of just relaxing in TY and getting that break from 3rd year, and then being ready for 5th year when the following year.
So we did the basic subjects of English, Irish, maths. We also got to do crafts, which was construction studies, engineering, and design graphic communication, like all into the one, which is really cool because I hadn't really like gotten to do those in the junior cert.
And then I think we did like kind of a couple of rotation classes. So you do like 10 weeks of philosophy, 10 weeks of catering, and 10 weeks of coding, I think.
Yeah, it was coding.
So yeah, that was really good as well because like you don't do any of those subjects again for like junior cert or leaving cert.
Yeah.
So you pick up new skills as well because coding, like you get to see like Java and HTML.
Yeah, we got to see like new things that I didn't really know existed before because like I knew coding was a thing, but I didn't know that there was so many aspects to it, which was really, really nice.
For my work experience, I worked in a pharmacy and in a lab. What I learned most from it was that I actually might want to work in a lab in the future, and it really gave me a great insight into what working life is like.
I went to the Penny's headquarters, so I learned about like all the marketing and like you got to see what clothes were coming in. And I also went to Irish Life for a week, so I was learning about like insurance.
I did my work experience in a primary school and I found out that is what I want to do in college. Like I just really enjoyed working with children all day, being in the different classes from junior infants up to 6th class, doing arts with them, doing sports, teaching them to do maths and simple English, and it was just great.
I advise students going into transition year to make the most of it and talk to someone new every day. Get involved with things outside your school and try learn a new skill. It's amazing what you discover you actually like.
Definitely helped me my confidence. Particularly, there's this thing we did. It was called SOUR. It was something about self-resilience that helped me a lot with my confidence and helped me to get out of my comfort zone and do try new things.
I became more confident and I met like new people that I now talk to in 5th year, which I wouldn't have in 1st, 3rd year.
It gave me a certain level of confidence. I got to know new people and I was just more mature. I knew what subjects I was going to pick.